It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of May 16th, 2003, with two movies to look at, and you know the summer movie season of 2003 is getting off to the right note when one of the biggest new releases of the year comes out in the first couple weeks of the season, and that is what we got right here. The sequel that I guess everybody was demanding for of the critically acclaimed hit The Matrix. We have the first of two sequels in 2003, The Matrix Reloaded.
He's just a man, Key. What if I asked you to stay out of this, no matter what? To stay out of the Matrix?
Why?
I can't lose you.
You're not gonna lose me.
The Matrix Reloaded, rated R, starts Thursday, May 15th.
Now, of course, with the first Matrix movie, I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. I do appreciate the visual style of it and the things that it tried to accomplish, but I just never really saw it as that great of a movie in general. I thought it was just alright, but apparently I'm one of the few people that thinks that, because now we have the sequel, the first of two sequels, because they're doing the Back to the Future thing where they shoot both the sequels back to back, and apparently this was starting a new trend, because after this, we had Pirates of the Caribbean do it. I guess technically Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter had already done it before, but The Matrix was that first film that was doing the sequels back to back and trying to make a trilogy out of it, which, I don't know. I didn't really think it really needed the trilogy as a whole, but it's here. And now it's a quadrilogy, or it's now going to be a 5-film series now with this new film coming out pretty soon from Drew Goddard, who just signed out to do a new film, But the buzz on this was pretty high. They screened this at the Cannes Film Festival in 2003. There was a bunch of video games. There was the Animatrix movie, the shorts that came out on DVD. In fact, one of them was actually premiering in front of Dreamcatcher a couple of weeks before this. And so the buzz was clearly high, and the film was a massive hit when it came out, breaking the record that Terminator 2 had for 12 years, becoming the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time, until Deadpool surpassed it 13 years later. So let's talk about the film itself. In the second chapter of the trilogy, you have Neo, once again played by Keanu Reeves, Trinity, once again played by Carrie-Anne Moss, and Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, continuing to lead the revolt against the Machine Army. In their quest to save the human race from extinction, they gain greater insight from the construction of the Matrix and Neo's pivotal role in the fate of mankind. While the next movie would be seen as the one that gets the most flack from most critics, most people forget that The Matrix Reloaded did pretty well critically. It was a successful film. Not quite as good as the original film, but it does have more to it than I think people definitely let on. There's still a lot of good moments of visual flair, some amazing action sequences. I'm telling you, that car chase scene is the one thing that everyone takes away from it as being one of the best things about the movie, and I can't really disagree with them on that. The film does suffer a lot from sequelitis. I mean, it doesn't really give the movie a real reason for existing, except that the first film was a big hit, so let's continue the story from that. I mean, I guarantee you that if the first movie had been a solo film, the Matrix probably would have held up way better than it does now. But because they've continued it into a series after more than one movie, it's really dinged the novelty, and it's worth of the original a lot. I mean, we've had 3 sequels since then, and a 5th one coming, and it's kind of in the same pathway as the Alien film, except that at least Aliens was one of the best sequels out there. This is just a fine sequel. It's nothing too great, nothing too amazing, but I guess it's okay, especially considering what's coming up in November, but we'll eventually get to that one when we get to The Matrix Revolutions in November. But as far as this goes, it's fine. It's nothing too spectacular, nothing too amazing, but it does have those moments that do make it worth it in the end, so I'll give it credit for that. Speaking of sequels that probably should not have happened, but they're still continuing to do them, in this case because there's just so many Pokemon movies overseas that they gotta bring over here, let's go ahead and take a look at that second Miramax film that the Pokemon series came from, and that is the second Pokemon film that Miramax got. I should probably say I got that confused there, but bottom line, second Miramax film from the Pokemon universe, Pokémon Heroes.
In a magical, faraway world, a secret garden protected by a prized jewel is under attack. Only one force is powerful enough to save the day.
Let's see what this baby's made of.
You're going to destroy the entire city!
Now, Ash, Pikachu, and all new, never-before-seen Pokémon, Latios and Latias, are about to team up and take on the ultimate challenge.
I can control the whole world from in here. We have to stop them. Good luck.
On a mission they never expected, to a world they never imagined, for an experience you'll never forget. This time, they're going to need all their power to save the planet and become Pokémon Heroes. Get ready for the most action-packed Pokémon adventure of all time. Only in theaters this spring.
Save the Pikachu, save the world, because of course that's what Heroes was. That was their slogan for that show when that came out 3 years later. Save the cheerleader, save the world. But that's not the important thing we're talking about right now. We're talking about Pokémon Heroes, which is notable for a couple of reasons. One, it's the 5th film in the Pokémon film series. 2, it's the first film to use digital ink and paint. Second, it's the second theatrical release by Miramax Films since they took over the Pokemon library and basically created it through the completion bond company they had. But most notably, it's the last film to receive a North American theatrical release for Pokemon until we get to Pokemon the movie I Choose You, and actually the last one to feature the main cast from the first 5 seasons until the CGI remake of the first movie. And in this particular film, you have the main characters, Ash, Misty, and Brock, continuing their journey through the Johto region. The main location of the film is based on Venice, Italy. The name given to the city is Alta Mare, meaning high sea in the Italian language. Although it's part of the group's adventure in Johto, the film takes place on an island off the mainland. The gang's trying to stop a pair of thieves hiding on the canals and alleyways of this place. Joining the adventures are 2 new Pokemon, a brother and sister pair named Latios and Latios, who are protected from the droplet of the heart, or protecting the droplet of the heart, a valuable treasure. And as the trailer tries to sell it to you, it's the biggest adventure of their lifetimes, and not exactly. And it's funny because the stories behind these movies from Miramax, the rumor is that Miramax actually bought the rights for $1 million and actually gave up 75% of the profits because Harvey Weinstein said that he could reinvigorate the franchise. Yeah, Pokemon was kind of going out of the zeitgeist around this time. I mean, now it's still popular, but back then when the thing was really booming at first, the novelty kind of wore off probably around after the 3rd Pokemon movie came out, which was the last one by Warner Brothers. But I'll give it this. It's kind of better than the last Pokemon movie, Pokemon Forever, which had a lot of inconsistent flaws to it, a lot of continuity problems, a lot of ridiculous, stupid things that these different MacGuffins, these different things that they try to do, pulling Deus Ex Machinas to try to make the story make somewhat sense. But I like this one better than that one. I mean, I give it credit for at least trying to do something that is at least an adventure that seems like it's in the realm of a Pokemon adventure, and it has a script that really doesn't feel like it's all over the place. It's not a great movie per se, but the animation overall is still really good. I think the animation is still really good in this one, and the uses of digital ink and paint to make this work actually plays out very well overall. But despite all that, it's still definitely not a film that's worthy of. If you really want me to choose the best overall Pokemon movies, I would probably say that the movie 2000 and the 3rd film probably are the strongest ones of the series. But by this point, like I said, Pokemon was kind of heading out the door from its first real time of success before it eventually slowly but surely made the comeback, starting in the later half of the decade, and now where it is now with like Pokemon Go and Pokemon Detective Pikachu becoming the successes that they were. I mean, nowadays, it's still very popular, but at the time, this was kind of around that time when everyone thought the zeitgeist was kind of dying out, and Pokemon was just going to become the fashion, what do I want to say here? The flavor of the month, if you will. But yeah, like I said, it's fine for what it is. It's not something I'd watch over and over again, but it's one that I would say I liked it better than the last one. I thought it was okay. I thought it was better than the last film. it's still one I probably want to watch on multiple occasions. If I was going to watch anyone on repeat again, it'd honestly be the first couple of films, even though Pokemon the first movie has a lot of flaws to it as well. But those first 3 films are the ones I remember the most out of this series from when this was starting out. But everything else kind of after that is just kind of a blur, mostly. But like I said, Pokemon Heroes, at least it's better than the last one. I guess I gotta give it that. And so with that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. The next time we meet, we'll jump into the Memorial Day weekend of 2003 with 2 notable comedies, including Jim Carrey starring in Bruce Almighty, the first film he did with director Tom Shadyac after Liar Liar, which also features Morgan Freeman and Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell among the cast, and also the In-Laws remake with Michael Douglas, Albert Brooks, and Ryan Reynolds in one of his early film roles after Van Wilder came out. We'll take a look at both of those movies on the next episode. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So, with that said, I'm off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.